Hi, Trina Wright here with day 21 of 365 days of realizations. So, here I am at the trail, and what I want to share today is the importance of state of being. And it's easy in all of this to get really caught up in the idea that like it's all an illusion and nothing's real, and so, oh, I'm so awesome that I can just step out of that. But what's really cool is that, yes, that's true. And at the same time, with my physical feet on the ground, interacting, I'm a mom. So I have two teenage-ish daughters, one that's going to be 16 tomorrow and one that's 12. I find that that is really cool, as is the deconstruction process. But also at the same time, how awesome it is that I understand that I own everything, that I own the illusion in the sense that I get to tell it what to do, what to be, how to show up. And how do I do that? I do it by starting with what is the vibration that I am emanating? Because as a physical being on this physical planet that is guided and directed by the law of attraction, we are all underneath it, so to speak. We are all within it. We're all getting our reflection back based on it. So it's brilliant, perfect, and conscious to then be conscious about what I want to put out. What vibration do I want to put out so I can see it reflected back? And that's where state of being comes into it. So just taking a couple minutes at various points in the day, it's good to start your whole day with it, but also just through the day. How am I doing today? How do I want life to be? How do I want to feel? And remembering that it's an inside out thing. So I don't need anything outside of me to generate the feeling I'm looking for, except for just deciding that I want to have it. So it's kind of a rainy day. I don't know if you can see, but yeah, see there, the sky's a little bit gray today and it's a little rainy. And so it's not, the sun isn't beating down on me and it's not quite the same. Though, I mean, it doesn't matter to me because the weather doesn't decide how I feel. I do. So that's a starting point. So I want to feel like I am made of joy. I want to feel like I'm made of love. I want to feel like I came here on purpose so that I could spread that joy that I am and express it in the highest way that I have access to in any given moment. And I want to constantly be expanding. I want to constantly be stretching myself, like when you practice yoga, not so it hurts so much that I'm pushing beyond so much, but that I'm constantly, moment to moment, incrementally deciding, how can I be more? How can I be more? How can I move in that direction of being more in union with the fullness of all that I am? That's the adage, that's the dictate, that's how I live my life. So my state of being is uplifted, my state of being is joy, my state of being is inwardly centered and focused, knowing that I am the creator for my own inward experience, for whatever is being reflected back in the environment. And I just breathe deeply into that. And then as a moment arises, if it's something new, then I have something to base that on. I have something to sort of match it up against, because I'm going to do it anyway. I mean, it's beautiful and wonderful to say, no, I know it's an illusion, so I'm never going to do that. Maybe that's where I'll get at some point. But for right now, I am still in a recognition that in this human experience, we have a tendency to judge is too harsh of a word, but certainly to bump things up against each other, to sort of have a reference point of something. And so how do I feel? Right now I feel amazing and awesome and wonderful and lit up and vibed up and all those different things. But if I'd never felt the opposite of that, would I actually have the depth of knowing of that? And so from that place, use your state of being to be incrementally etching out the life that you want for yourself, just in a moment-to-moment basis. And in doing that, constantly be reminding yourself that I am the creator of all of this. I'm the creator of all of this. And in my creation, minimally, the things that I am going to do is be intentional, be conscious, be awake to it, have recognition of what's going on around me, accept it, see it for what it is, but not let it decide, not take my cues from it, just readjust if readjusting needs to. But every single chance that I can pre-pave it or parlay that energy into the vibe that I want it to be, the better, the better, the better. Because the energy will just do what I tell it to do. That's it. Like the thoughts have no will of their own. Thoughts just exist, and I line up with them or I don't. They don't care. Well, the same thing. There's nothing here that is loaded, so to speak. I'm the one that loads it through what I'm putting out and what I'm bringing back. And we can get into that in another conversation about how do you be really fine-tuned about what you're putting out, but just being conscious about how I want to feel, how I want to see things. I want to see through the lens of like everything is awesome and everything is great and everything is working out. And because it's an illusion and I create the illusion, I know that that has to be true. And so by doing this activity, it amplifies my knowing that I'm creating it. So I'm just going to leave you with that. And I invite you to think about ways that you can attune your state of being to how you want to live your life, like the intentions you have, how you want to be awake and conscious, how you want to be in a state of constant expansion, and also a state of constant acceptance. Because if there's an inward movement that needs to happen, embrace that too, and just be still if being still is what is being called for. Be outward if that's what's being called for, but just be conscious so that you're not in charge, but you're inviting it, you're knowing it. It's not taking you by surprise in the sense that you have made it your focus point. So I love these little realizations, just little blips of something that I realized makes a big difference in my life, and that's what this one was. So I hope there's something that resonates for you, and I'm sure you're having all your own realizations. If you ever want to share one, feel free to put it in the comments below, because I'd be happy to really get an engaged conversation going with anyone that wants to. So bye, have a great day, see you tomorrow.